All right, 11 minutes after 5 o'clock. So glad to be joining you here on this Friday morning, heading into one of the big weekends of summer, Labor Day weekend. No matter where your plans have you going, or maybe just hanging around the house for this weekend, it should be some pretty good weather for you here. Do have to mention Sunday and Monday, slight chance for some showers or downpours, but at this point, doesn't look terribly widespread for us, all right? Right now, certainly not talking about any showers out there. It is a dry start to this Friday morning, and I do anticipate that we should see dry weather all day long, which is great news teeing off the second round of the Dana Open today out at Highland Meadows. Some great weather yesterday and just as equally nice for today. Biggest difference is, again, you're going to notice a little bit more in the way of high-level cloud cover, but still expecting those high temperatures to get well up into the 80s. If you're going to be out there for a first tee off this morning, we're in the mid 60s right now. Notice noon temperatures will get up into the low 80s, and the afternoon finishing up for today will be the mid to upper 80s. So yes, the heat is going to be back for us, but we are dry out the door, and it'll stay that way all day long. Now, when you look at radar and satellite, it looks quiet overhead, but this is what I'm watching out there. Off to the south and west, this weather maker coming out of Oklahoma, it's not going to provide us with any rainfall, okay? It doesn't have that intention, but it does have a lot of clouds associated with it, and the way the upper level winds are kind of blowing those clouds, they're going to be streaming overhead, and that's why I anticipate a little bit more of an overcast day for today. Let's run through my hour-by-hour forecast now that takes us out of the 60s and up into the 80s eventually for a high temperature through noon to low 80s. And there you see it, a pretty nice and mild afternoon anticipated. Now overnight, stays pretty quiet, stays pretty mild there too. Lows only back down in the 60s, and eventually we warm up into the mid 80s. Maybe in the upper 80s for a high temperature for tomorrow. Look at the forecast. Your temperature trend for you here takes you up there. We dip back down a little bit early next week, but the first full week of September at this point still looks pretty warm for you with high temperatures largely in the 80s. There's that chance for a couple showers Monday, Tuesday, especially there, maybe the higher chances, but even there, pretty spotty at this point with chances for rain early next week.